The area of Inkosi Jalavikuwa in Mzimba North, as many other areas in the district, women were not open enough to report about the various abuses inflicted upon them by their spouses. The most affected group also included girls. Among other abuses include beating, not sharing farm proceeds, and even money from NSLs and chasing wives after harvesting. Widows are also the major victims as their land was being grabbed, leaving them helpless with no one to assist. This is just a tip in the iceberg of some of the abuses in Mzimba, where Spotlight Initiative is implementing its projects. It was out of this background that in 2021, Spotlight Initiative, which is a comprehensive multi-year program implemented by Malawi government, United Nations, European Union and civil society organizations to eliminate violence against women and girls, including sexual gender-based violence and harmful practices, was launched in Mzimba under Inkosi Amakhosi V. ActionAID, as an implementing partner, together with other partners including Shaping Our Future Foundation, as well as Parliamentary Women Caucus, launched a 3-year program from March 2021 to June 2023. The identification of implementing structures such as women forums, chiefs and area development committees, child protection workers, and he-for-she champions was crucial for a successful program. The project focuses on scaling up approaches to preventing and responding to violence against women and girls, including sexual gender-based violence and harmful practices, by, among other things, deepening efforts to reach out to the most excluded and at-risk groups while addressing social norms and fundamentalism as structural and systematic issues, including sexual gender-based violence and harmful practices being done out of culture. After 3 years of implementation, the program has already started registering successes, especially in the field of social norms. Charity Muhango of Mvwarira Women Forum from the area of Inkosi Jalavikuwa in the district describes the trainings by Spotlight Initiative through women groups as a game changer in as far as reporting of abuses by women is concerned.
Vantu vayamba kusinthika, vantu vakuyopa sono kuchitira nkhaza mwanakazi wao, mabanja muva kutimbana mulije. Kweniso vana ku skulu tukaweza vakutraso ku skulu vakayambaso skulu.
The project has managed withdrawing girls from marriages, sending them back to school, but also giving the courage to report the cases and face them.
Kutimbana ikavankhani yayi wakati ndiyo ni mphwara wa ntengwa.
A member of Mvwarira Women Forum, Mervyn Munhali, holds the notion that the trainings have helped them to have courage to meet the abused and perpetrators of violence, and now the communities are able to welcome them. Culturally, the Ngoni of Mzimba depend on the girl child as a source of income through lobora in form of cows for financing the family and paying marriage bills for the brother. This practice is done at all levels, even on young girls through Chitomero, where a man pays the lobora to the parents and gets the girl whenever he desires. This development forces the parents to keep a strong follow-up on the girls, such that with a slight mistake, including pregnancy, the girls are forced into marriage, assisted by community members in the disguise of contaminating the village and through misfortunes and diseases. No wonder most girls as young as 14, including Standard 5, drop out of school. However, things changed for these innocent victims with a joint operation of women groups in the area who, through capacity building, courtesy of Spotlight Initiative, have managed to defy all odds and bring the girls back to safety. Chawanangwa Nkoma of Petros Matete village, group village headman Philemon in the area, was among those into early marriages in the area. Nkoma says after getting pregnant, her father refused her place and forced her into marriage, where she encountered tough situations including beating and staying on an empty stomach. The project has not been a darling in amongst community members, but also government structures, as Challenger Masingi, a senior child protection worker in the area of Jalavikuwa, says the development is bearing fruits as most people are coming up to report abuses.
Right now, things have changed because sometimes we can even have only one case of child marriage reported. They are just reporting it there just because they are told and they are aware of that because of the sensitization being provided.
Puzo area traditional authority Mtwaro is one of the remote areas where no organization has operated before. The area has no any formal setup that renders justice save the traditional leaders. The nearest police unit, Kafukule, which is some kilometers away, further complicates justice delivery to the abused, especially women and girls. The community is mostly governed by oral cultural traditions passed from generation to generation, including escorting a girl to their husband once pregnant without consideration of age. Murumuzana Mkondambiri Mpasi testifies that the area has experienced a new dawn courtesy of Spotlight Initiative programs.
Kukasana nkaza hizi kuno kwangu wako kusuzga chomene polisi ili kutali Kafukule kweso umu wali kutiwikira CVSU vindu vikwenda makora chomene andi kukulanga kuti polisi ili pafupi chifukwa ndi kuti vantu madando wa kuchimbirira nku icho chini chauti chiri kutivwira chomene kuno kuti vantu vakamanyanga chakuti nkhaza mu moyo wa mnyako chintu chiheni.
Basing on one of its thematic areas, which is prevention, community members including gatekeepers in the area now have knowledge and capacity to promote gender equitable norms, attitudes and behavior, including on comprehensive sexuality education in line with international standards. As a result, the combination of women groups and male champions is one such a game changer, as the community is able to differentiate the thin line between culture and gender issues. A male champion, 39-year-old Fapison Nyanguru, says he could not allow his wife Judith Nkosi to associate with others. The Msabata resident says failure to comply would result into merciless slapping, but his wife Judith is now free to do business.
Oh, vakavenda vakususa. Ngakumaka chati mwakazi ne wendenge urumai kulima charichi. Wotekwa kana kapempena kuwerapo. Kuti vakuchitika ngakumanga cha. Kwene pasono pano apa ndeva kuenda ngapa ndeva fuma kukatemera. Chopati rupulika na makora. Kwene kare apa ngakumanga chati mwakazi wendenge chatika kanga pamoza bena. Maingonyifwa mbweno vanga yanga kucha. Saraura. Maingusaraura kara no kuyakuchanete na mukadende. Bwenu wakandena mbo vakavota iwa kenge banyumba mbo vanende ndine kagulengesha kuchikondiko. Mani sopo na mgo. Asa chete kumana. Chikwa cha usambizi ukasangia pakati pa mamaleya bana amadise ngamo ngavaonera mutikasangana kwa chiboka.
Tikamanyanga ya tikenderanga makoro umu ya kenderanga.
A male champion, 35-year-old George Lungu of Zakumana village, is a role model of a child abuser. Lungu is reported to have forced his 13-year-old daughter, Mary, who fell pregnant into marriage because she violated their culture and could not allow her to stay at his home. Traditionally, in this area, whipping and beating a woman was the order of the day, as it was regarded as one way of chastising the woman to be obedient.
Ya chakwamba niwonge na mu bungu likatirizira.
37-year-old Mpasiani Mpasi of Mkondambiri village in the area testifies that because of lobola, the woman becomes his property to do with it at will. The abusers could not spare anyone from forcing children to marriage.
So isetaveni ngati mama women's forum nakamaka women body committee kati kujiona kuti ngeti ndise mama mdindo wakulu. Kwa isesa unaseti kusangana sona ngaza pa isete kati kumazana. Mbeti kuona kuti ni vindu viwemu waka. So pati kutakwa vanyitu kwa vikwa vindu vakutazowera na vokale kumanga mabanja ga vanyitu na ukazikisa bata vana vanyitu.
Business vazimayi soba kuchimbira chimbira andi
Mtwaro Area Development Chairperson Representative Goli Tembo says the development, leaving no one behind in the fight against gender-based issues in communities, men and boys have increased capacity to advocate or take action to promote gender equitable norms, attitudes and behavior capacity building.
skala zili mkati.
Utafikira hapo pali kushinda kukuru
ML champion Ali Kugondwe says the development has been good since the onset of the program in 2021 with numerous testimonies. A beneficiary of the program, Benjamin Mvalo, 33 years of age, has been abusing his wife for ages. Mvalo could use the proceeds from his agriculture activities for buying beer and smoking weed. In line with one of its major thematic areas of linking vulnerable and marginalized women and adolescent girls groups linked to financial institutions and have access to financial resources, Spotlight Initiative provided capacity building on economic independence through promotion of women businesses like Village and Savings, which are helping transform their livelihoods, as put forward by Violet Ziambo, a mother of 4, and she says the money borrowed is greatly assisting them in promoting their business and support their families.
Business hii ngayamba kuti women's forum mwazakatifikira na kutichiska mbweti kayamba guru mwati yayi mwambe guru kuti panyi mungachitashi tundala makini kangu akadoko kakuzakapiruka mbweni mweti kapangira nadi tayamba guru tundala twapiruka tazagawana ntolepo mbwena zagulangu.
However, much of the good works mobility remains a challenge to reaching the various places. In pursuant to one of its thematic areas, which is making sure that community members, including gatekeepers, have knowledge and capacity to promote gender equitable norms, attitudes and behavior, Eswazini area, the headquarters of Inkosi Kampingo Sivande, is one such an exceptional area, and Mama Inkosi Kampingo Sivande, member of Chilongosoko Women Movement Group, after a couple of years in marriage and living in seclusion as Mama Inkosi at her palace, according to tradition, she has finally realized her dream of returning to school.
Ine kuti niambe skulu nchifukwa cha bungwe la Spotlight. Vandu ava vativiza ngaona kuti vakanipasa udindo ukulu shomeni wakuti nisambizge vandu mmakaya, vakanipasa udindo ukulu shomeni wakuti niendenge mma district. Mbonga wana kuti nchito iyi kuti niendere makolo yukufumbika kuti ine ngasulikeso mklasi. Sona tina luta kusukuru kukaphalira hedi pamoza sona ankhose vakashipokerera ani pano nthengo sambira naona kuti nanthe mnanjirira mklasi nasinthika muvinandi
apo ine nkauti nine kundengwa kula ngauti natengwa ngatengwa.
This remains a good story to many, including Chimwemwe Wipa, who was married off to an older person at the age of 16 as she was about to write her Malawi School Certificate of Education, MSCE. Chimwemwe stayed at the marriage for 3 years and disclosed that the husband could beat her anyhow, even during after pregnancy. Deep-rootedness in cultural issues coupled with a culture of silence, especially amongst women and girls, without realizing it, is gender-based violence, is one of the challenges the Chilongosoko women movement are facing in the area. 65-year-old Kefles Mpepo, a mother of 8 and 3 grandchildren, narrates that once you stop giving birth, that was enough to separate with her husband and share no conjugal activities for fear of giving stillbirths. A few kilometers from Eswazini headquarters of Inkosi Kampingo Sivande is Mongo area, where people are agriculturalists with maize faring heavily. During farming season, both men and women take part till harvesting time, when things change as men refuse to share the proceeds with their spouses. Traditionally, the Amakosikas, who are spouses to Ngoni kings of Mzimba, would spend most of their times in the Nkosini or royal palaces. Komo Mberwa, spouse to Inkosi Amakhosi Mberwa the 5th of Mzimba, says much as this is regarded as an honor to the royal status, on the other hand, it was restricting them from getting in contact with challenges women were facing, as it was not easy getting hold of them.
When you're giving a woman a voice to speak, you learn more from them. Even myself, now I have a voice to speak, they learn more from me. So if they tell me their problem, they know that no, there's Mankoskas, there's a Mamankomo there, we can tell them our issues. Not all the time we can help them. There are issues that we can refer them to maybe Spotlight or other referrers that we use if we ourselves cannot be able to help them as well.
With all the initiatives on the ground, however, if women economic freedom is not achieved, then the sake of abuses will continue, as they will still depend on their husbands for their economic support. It is against this background that the Zahera program, which is a joint initiative that seeks to utilize digital financial products and services to accelerate financial inclusion of women and youths, was launched in the district. Among others, the program promotes uptake and scaling up of best practices and innovative approaches for promoting gender-responsive digital transformation. The main aim of the program is to promote digital financial inclusion of women SMEs at risk of violence in Spotlight Initiative implementing districts. Nkomo Mberwa, spouse to Inkosi Amakhosi Mberwa the 5th of Mzimba, describes the Zahera project by Spotlight Initiative as a transformative tool towards fighting gender-based violence in the kingdom.
Zahera came at a good time. When it comes to the community and working with the GBV, it becomes a bit difficult to mobilize things. When we're talking about women activists moving up and down in terms of finances, it becomes a challenge. It's able to help us in terms of transportation with Zahera. We've used that as an opportunity because we are women here. We need also ourselves to stand by ourselves. As we know, Spotlight is here now, but then let's say, for example, they're saying, well, we are done with you guys. What are we going to do? So we're using that as an opportunity. We're taking the same money, we are putting it in a business so that if, let's say, for example, Spotlight is not here anymore, we're still going to have our business to carry on. We are able to pay school fees through Zahera.
The Zahera program was conceptualized and is being delivered by Airtel Malawi and Spotlight Initiative together with other partners, specifically ActionAID Malawi, together with Ministry of Gender, Social Welfare and Community Development, Shaping Our Future Foundation, and gender equality partners with funding from Spotlight Initiative through UN Women to promote digital financial inclusion and economic empowerment of women and young women at risk of violence.
Kuno kwasana na Zahera kuenda makola.
Staff Moyo of Timothy Jere is the kiosk's treasurer and says the capacity building by Spotlight Initiative has helped them to gain courage and stand for fellow women and girls in the courts of law. The growing abuses greatly affected the education delivery as most learners could not concentrate on their studies due to family challenges. Mbande, a Form 2 dropout, says the man could beat her at will and could not give her any soap, and after being followed by the Women Forum, she decided to come back. She further narrates that the development was displeasing to her father, who was furious with the team that his daughter has been withdrawn from marriage, which might lead him to returning the Robora cows. On her part, Nkomo Mberwa, spouse to Inkosi Amakhosi Mberwa, said these are just sampled cases out of many abuses being perpetrated in the area, singling the major interventions by Spotlight Initiative programs, hence a plea to Spotlight Initiative for more awareness programs.
I would like to encourage the community that we need to see that if there's GBV in our families, it can be in a relationship, it can be a man and a woman, they're married, it can be kids, a child, it can be even the woman themselves, they're going through that. We should be able to say this is a problem. We should be able to establish the problem. So I'm very thankful for them to giving us this opportunity to work together with Makwasikazi, together with myself, to work together to end GBV.
The area of Inkosi Mzikola in Mzimba South is one of the major beneficiaries, where a mixture of abuses ranging from early marriages, family abuses including lack of support to women, coupled with beating, have been reported. Giving their side of the story during an interface meeting, Spotlight Initiative had with community members, especially those of Alufea Women Forum at the Pangweni headquarters, each one of them had something touching on their life prior to the program and after the program. Chairlady of the women grouping, Tines Chirwa, said Spotlight Initiative has made great changes, both socially and economically, as they are now able to send and receive money through a kiosk than traveling long distances to send or receive money, further putting them at risk. 17-year-old Maggie Kumwenda, Standard 8 dropout, who is currently in Form 2, who got pregnant during the corona period due to lack of care and support from the parents, says this angered the parents who ordered women to take her to the husband for fear of unspecified natural calamities because she has defiled the village.
Na baba mwana yula wakakwanisika mwezi 3 no yamba sukuru fumwana
nakafarira uwo karongola kuti mama wa business ipo nguonga kuti bungwe ili.
Lucy Ruhanga of Alfeo Jere village in the area of Inkosi Mzikola in Mzimba is a widow with 4 children. Lucy has been struggling to make ends meet since the death of her husband in 2014. She could not take care of her child, who was also on ART therapy, as she could go on empty stomach. She could borrow a piece of cloth when meeting with her community members, but she could not be welcome enough, as some could laugh at her, resulting into self-isolation. She could just wait for the day when she and her child could both join the husband. But her story changed when she was approached by our Fair Women Forum members who gave her courage, and now she is a business lady taking care of her family. Lucy blames Spotlight Initiative programs for coming late into the area, otherwise her husband could have been alive today. Mzimba South child protection worker Joshua Jobwe says the Women Forum, apart from promoting women's socio-economic development, has managed to reduce various forms of abuses in the area, which was not the case before the program was rolled in the area some 3 years ago.
Yeah, according to the GBV cases, they are open now to report their cases.
There is that collaboration among the sectors, even the parties. So that link makes us to have that particular sustainability as a vibe.
No wonder the committee members in Mzimba were longing the extension of the project in the district due to its good fruits. The 3 years of the program implementation of the Spotlight Initiative program under the banner Audacity to disrupt violence against women and girls has seen impact areas benefiting from all the major thematic areas, including of prevention, where community members, including gatekeepers, have knowledge and capacity to promote gender equitable norms, attitudes and behavior, including on comprehensive sexuality education in line with international standards, as witnessed by the going back to school of Mama Inkosi Kampingo Sivande. The 3-year implementation period has seen vulnerable and marginalized women and adolescent girls groups being established and linked to financial institutions and have access to financial resources such that they are able to access loans through VSL, which is greatly impacting upon them. The establishment of male champion groups speaks volumes towards the elimination of gender-based abuses in the district.